Mike, anybody new here today?
Not that I've noticed. Anybody want to wave their hand? Mm, no?
Well, for all the deep sea creatures, nothing's changed. Yeah, you can go down. There's nothing new in non-duality. So uh, it's amazing, though, how, you know, in non-duality, usually it's sort of like a dam. There's been a dam in where we are, and it's been holding the water back, and then non-duality just pokes a hole in that dam, and then it just comes gushing through. Because didn't it seem obvious? I've been harping on it lately, but uh, when I was younger and going to Catholic school, we'd have like religious teaching, and they would basically the the dominant theme was the three characteristics of God, which was omniscient, omnipotent, all powerful. Yeah, so everywhere at all time, da da da. And really, like a little kid, I was surprised. How could I be missing it? You know, why am I not bumping into this God? I seem to be here, and they say he's all here. Yeah, so I don't see how I could be missing it. And I run into people I don't want to see, but I just can't run into this thing. Now, obviously, it could only be two conclusions. You are that which you were looking for, this idea of God, or there's an activity going on that has us constantly going to the water to buy going to the river to buy water. Something's off, yeah. So they have all these sprinkled in Zen, old Zen, and other places. They have all these cryptic statements, basically trying to bring some humor to the fact that you are what you're looking for. Yet it just doesn't seem to, it just, to that which is looking for, it makes absolutely no sense that you are what you're looking for. And instead of trying it to make sense to it, realize that it makes no sense to it that you are what you're looking for. It doesn't. When you see those videos of German shepherds on YouTube and they say something and they all crook their neck and they can't get it. Well, this is the same thing. It just blows my mind over these years where some of the people who have the most respect for a master, a past master of Ramana Maharshi, and one of his biggest statements was being ourselves reality. The greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. I mean, isn't the gig is up, isn't it? I mean, what comprises this sense of view is the denial of what we are. As they say in the Course of Miracles on page 496, very clearly, denying what we are and firm in faith in this something else. And in that Course of Miracles, they say we have made this something else to be ourselves. I do not believe that. I believe the head or the mental processes is making this something else to be ourselves. Yeah. So the Paul that was searching for a spiritual goal was the obstacle or the act of obstruction. Yeah, it, and it's not like just a little bit. You just have to get a little bit. It's completely, yeah. That the preoccupation with this idea of Paul doing whatever or going somewhere, just that idea, that lingering sense of being the doer, the feeler, the taster, the toucher, the sense of a long-lasting, independent, separate entity amongst others, but very, very unique and different. Yeah, this this oddity that's stubborn as hell, and every move we make is defined by that. Yeah, and then non-duality shows up, and after you've walked miles in those fake shoes, and you know trying to get it as it, trying to get that there's dreaming and the dreamt isn't that which is dreaming. Yeah. Yeah. There's a dreaming of a dreamt, and then the dreamt tries to get that it's the dreaming. It doesn't work, does it? So you run into wherever you ran into, whatever brought you to this shore. If you were washed, or you took a boat, or you went on a little YouTube fucking thing, or whatever, you heard someone else and they mentioned something else, however you arrived at the shore, the greeting on this island is on having never left. That's the greeting. Yeah. First time you come, 800th time you come, the same greeting on having never left. And going along with that unusual logic that doesn't make sense to what we're not. Thank God. Could you imagine if it was another message that made sense to what you're not? It would just eat it up. It would just spit out something that took time and was a path. And once again, the boat you're in and that which is playing the captain of the boat would be the whole enchilada of the denying of what you are. What? Living a life of affirming it, you're actually in the act of denying it. It's incredible, eh? And hopefully all this confusing stuff that didn't make sense, like there was all these strings just hanging, dangling, and no one was tying them together. And then you ran into maybe a book or a satsang and of a non-duality aspect, and you felt something. Yeah. You felt a presence that wasn't trying to become more present. Yeah. It wasn't trying to get to a bigger, better present through time. It was just a presence. And there was like at least for that moment when you had the aha at a satsang, everything dropped. Your shoulders dropped, your facial structure dropped. It was just a real relief. Of what? Not the relief of all the shit you were doing, but being the doer of it. Yeah. Finally, non-duality at least gets close to the vicinity of actually what's going on. And what's going on in time starts, if you're into the Course of Miracles, that statement, it starts with we're denying what we are. We're not. See, this is the dilemma when you hear a message, though. When you hear the message, there's a denial of what we are. You hear it as the action figure, and you think you're doing the denial of what you are. You're not. What you're taking is what you seem to be taken to be is the denial of what you are. You're not doing the denial of what you're not. It's not like a choice you made and another thing to make you feel bad or worse. Yes, it's not. It doesn't say you are denying what you are. It's a denying of what you are. It's an activity that, if it's not seen clearly, will produce an effect, and that effect will be denying what you are. Okay? Yeah. So hopefully you finally park at this place, and this place, the parking lot, you back in, so to speak. You don't drive in, you back in, and then you hear stuff. Yeah. And hopefully that stuff ties some of those strings. Yeah. And hopefully, maybe, like for me, it sounded like an unspoken yes. Yes, something reverberated. I wouldn't say in my heart, I'd say in the gut area, something just reverberated. And then I was another satsang, I was sitting there, and then I had a sense what was getting triggered was a knowledge before the acquiring of knowledge. Yeah, just things like that. So I had never had that direction with the old ahas. The ahas were always very quickly taken to be me. Yeah. And then I'd be on the search for another aha to try to build my collection of aha with the hopes that enough ahas would put me over the top, which it doesn't happen. Yes. That which is built to obstruct is not going to lead to, except by recognizing its true success with it, which is its failure. Yeah. Its true success is its failure. It's failure of getting it, having it, stabilizing it, experiencing it all the time. It can't do it. It can't get it. It can't have it. It can't lose it. There's such a beautiful success that's built on failure is incredible success to me. Failure, when failure is built with success, it just continues the failure and success. But the real success is the failure, and it just stops you in your tracks. Yeah. Yeah. You realize the GPS is bogus. You realize the futility of something that's completely unable to get what there's a sense of yearning for. Yeah. Because it can't heed the call of what is being right now. It can heed the call of becoming or trying to re-become what it's lost, but the being, it misses it. It just can't see it because it's in the story of being already. Yeah. And there's not room enough for two of you. There's just you. And that you is frustrated because it can't find the better you or the bigger you or the greater you. And when it does, it seems to vanish and can never stabilize. And it's wondering, why the hell? If they had relaxing pills, I take relaxing pills all day and I'm still fucking agitated. What the hell's going on? And don't tell me God is everywhere. I haven't bumped into it. Yeah. So this message, I hope, it doesn't matter what house it is, it's the end of the block. Yes, hopefully. Yeah. You just park and you walk away from that car of seeking. You just leave it there. It'll get towed away. Don't worry. It'll just be towed sooner or later. And here you are, and anytime, and then you start, then what occurs is the structure of belief and reinforcement starts being seen and just starts collapsing, and the whole building doesn't need to collapse, just like the archway or what everything else is resting on, that collapses. Yes. And then you see that you don't have to see all the cards of the house of cards. You see one card is in the house of cards, implying that the whole house of cards is a house of cards. Yeah. It's just the head makes leaps in knowledge. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes 1, 2, 3, infinity. It can leap. Yeah. So, I mean, look at the statements that's come out of this movement of non-duality. The seeker is the sought. Can you see the beauty of that? That is so streamlined, because if you have the memory of how it used to be, which was the seeker and the sought, yeah, the sought could be changing, but the seeker never did, yeah, which is pretty suspicious. So the seeker and the sought, there's time and space in that, like a sandwich, and then they just use the same information and they just compress it. The seeker is the sought. Wow, it's incredible, beautiful. Yeah, compressed time and space. Not a slow. It's not like you're in a room and then the walls are closing on you. No, it's like a super fast dude in a deli making a sandwich. It just like slaps the two bread on the fucking corned beef and shit, and there you go. It's beautiful. It's like time and space out of it. What? Hey, wait a minute. Let's go over that again. I understand the seeker and I understand the sought. And to me, Paul's the seeker, and what sought is non-duality. No, the seeker is the sought. What? So I'm not the topic of the discussion. I'm the subject of the discussion. Yeah, I'm actually what needs to be discussed in two ways, actually only one way. What you're not needs to be discussed. What you are will be easily found out, but it will not be found out by what you're not. but it will be easily found out when you have a recognition of what you're not from what you are. It will. It will almost be like something that's been holding a ball at the top of the stairs. That little obstruction just moves. The ball just goes like gravity, drops down each stair. Yeah. Sometimes it jumps 3 stairs, and then yeah, but it's going. There's the avalanche has been triggered. There's no stopping the snowball. We captured in recovery says you're going to constantly realize this power is going to constantly download shit into you. Yes. And as Ramana said, this isn't about realization. The realization is it's always realized. That's the realization. Yeah. So the realization isn't about something else. The realization is a free sample of what's always realized. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. So you're wanting to have a realization about something is a way the head denies it's always realized. Yeah, always realized, always realized. He made that statement in one of the things in the collected talks of Ramana Maharshi. And then he jumped into the lady, which we haven't gone to in a long time, that the lady with the beautiful necklace, and then she loses the necklace. And her whole mood and feeling about things just drops. She's bummed out. She really loves that necklace. And she tells enough people, and then she asks them, will you please help me find that necklace? And then they go out and start searching for her necklace. And then they hear about someone who says they found their own necklace and they can help you find your necklace. And you go to the meetings, and of course, it's a process. You've got to get prepared, first of all, to find your necklace. And then you've got to get to the right. Yes, it's going to take time and money probably, and all this. And then on and on and on and on. And then someone with no vested interest in the search or anything on the necklace comes by and says, hey, I love that necklace you have. And the lady's like, what? And then he says, yeah. So finally, instead of believing that she lost it with incredible devotion, not her, but the head, she touched around the neck and there was the necklace. But still, just like the sheep, after the recognition that it's a lion, the sheep program will say, I had a lion experience. So the same thing the lady does, she puts her hand and feels the necklace and she thinks she's found the necklace. So the lost is still historical, the fact, even though it was obvious it wasn't lost. And now she's living another narrative that she found the necklace. But did she find the necklace? No, it had never left. Yeah. So this is what he was, to me, was trying to say, this idea of realizing something that's always realized, you're missing the fucking boat. Yeah. You're going to the river to buy some water. It's even crazier. You jump in the river to get by the water. And because the guy who's selling the water says, this water is closer to its source. Yeah, you're in it. And you're buying the freaking water. Yeah. So these cryptic statements are not cryptic at a point. Yes. There are the building blocks of a true, valuable logic. Yeah. You start with the premise you are what you're looking for. You start there. You start with the premise being ourselves reality. So you start with the premise you're inherently awake, just like in the pursuit of realization, you're already always realized. Yes. Yes. So these things of trying to arrive at where you already are or get a quality that you haven't lost are seen through. You don't have to see through every one of them. Yeah. It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Who knows how many straws or how little straws? Yes. But something's going to snap and there'll be a clarity and a futility. And you will not spend another second using what you are to look for what you are. You won't. You'll spend a second like our friend Kathleen walking around fucking New Orleans listening to all this kinds of music. You'll be readily available and present because you won't be searching what's already there. Yes. And all your dreams, well, I thought my building should be a skyscraper with a great penthouse and a glorious. No, it may be dog shit awareness. You may be on the ground level, but as awake as awake can be, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching, this and that going on, available and present all the freaking time. And then you see, even this situation has relief built in. You go to sleep, and what's forgotten when you're sleeping? You. Yes? You are forgotten. Hallelujah. You wake up, you've had a great sleep because you weren't there. That's why you had the great sleep. So I hope if I could just do, or not do, but be used to in the crudest or more disabled manner to allow you to hear that bell and know you have no distance between you and the bell. Yes? Where that bell is ringing, you're there. You are here. Yeah. I hope we can play a role in that to sort of decrease the space and time the head keeps trying to add to push you away from the realization on having never left. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's going to do it, but it's not doing it to you. It's doing it to a you. Yeah. It's made up something that it can push away and then coax it to go back and look for it again, and then push it away and coax it to do it again. Yeah. Always being all about it. Yeah. Yeah. And then funny thing, I mean, can you imagine, could you believe the way I used to see spirituality? The quotations I would have remembered was blinded by the brilliant light of the 58 facets of the jewel of diamond. No, the seeker is the sword. And then I got to go SOUGHT, so they don't think it's the sword. Yeah, the seeker is the sword. What's looking is what you're looking for. No incredible, kaleidoscopic, magnificent fucking, no, just, yeah. I got to let Amelia in. That's so funny. I'm letting Amelia in the Zoom room while she's in the room with me. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. So I'm really happy to be here. In recovery, acceptance is a big thing. Yes. But if you really look at acceptance, it's the least difficult thing of all. You don't want anyone who's not here to be here. You don't want anyone who's here not to be here. Yeah. You're just accepting how things are appearing. It's the easiest freaking thing. Yet when you're in this obstacle, it's like a topic for years in recovery. We're asking to be granted acceptance. We're asking some acceptance. We can't accept that. We can't get acceptance. That which is wanting to get acceptance can't fucking get it. It's transactional. Yeah. It tolerates. It doesn't surrender. It puts up with shit, and it usually has a time. And after that 3 months, then it flips out. So it may be nice for you to someone because it's hoping by being nice, it's going to get what it wants. When it doesn't get what it wants after 3 months, it flips out. Then this person that seems so nice is stalking you. We saw this weird thing on YouTube about this documentary. This guy went on a match dating thing and he got a doozy. It was just a weird story, man. But I think it's happening more often than not. Yeah. I'm willing to accept you just as I want to see you. But if you change anything, fuck, you know. So I don't know. I do know there's an ease and comfort. If this message lands, uh, uh, it's going to provoke a relaxation. I'm telling you right now. To me, the real response is disarming. Yeah. The idea of making this message another path. Uh, uh, yeah. All right. All right, Mike.
Anybody want to put hands up?
All right, Mike. Let's start picking up one of my favorite ones. Whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Does anyone have any trouble understanding that? So perceiving is you're seeing, feeling, tasting, yes? Somehow you're in contact with things that aren't right where you are through seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching, remembering, thinking. Yeah. So whatever can be perceived, you would imagine the body would be in the column of perceived, yeah? The body is a thing that's perceived. So he's basically, it's a beautiful message. The body that is able to be perceived, it cannot be the body that is perceiving. All right. Now go into your head and listen to the head, and the head has the exact opposite as its basis. That which can be perceived, the body is what's perceiving. Now you may not believe it, but the language you're listening to all day sure does. Yeah. Because you're talked about quite a lot as being the doer, the seer, the hearer, the feeler, the taster. But in fact, if you look at it from Ramana's point of view, the body is a non-existent thing. Yeah. So you would think existence is what allows the perception, not the thing that's being perceived, but existence. Yeah. Onness, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And it always goes back to that first presupposing. The presupposing doesn't start with an existent thing that dreams of not being here. It starts with a non-existent thing. Yeah. Being given the idea that it's that which is existing. And then that which is existing as this non-existent thing now wants to get salvation for itself. And if that's the case, then the next sentence is invariably going to happen. Whatever you're doing, let's say your spiritual practices, are actually going to be used to reinforce the non-existent thing as what? The existing thing. How can they destroy it? Yeah. And basically, they could have stopped that page or that chapter and just left a few empty pages so you could just dwell on that. Yeah. Presupposing. You are not presupposing. The head is presupposing. Yes? So the system of thought and narration, that GPS, that which is seemingly playing God with the yesterday, today, and tomorrow, that is what's supposing the non-existent thing as an existent thing. Yes? And not even as an existent thing, as a thing existing. So the thing becomes much more important than the existence of the thing. And we always go back, and many people who had known somebody and then that person passed away, and when they saw the body that they thought they knew, they know something else about that body, that it wasn't the person they knew. Yeah. They mistook the body for the existence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And usually, if you mistake the body for that which is existing, you're in that state yourself. Yeah, seemingly. Or this is the position. And this is the beautiful thing about the knowledge of what we're not. It's not about changing anything about what you're not. It's a reveal that what you're not is not you. It's a revealing, a revelation. It's not an urban renewal project. It's not more shit to get guilty about or whatever. Or, okay, I got a bigger order I've got to change now. No, it's quite disarming. You have these glasses of non-duality. You start seeing things in a different way and let the truth abide. Yeah. 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 So whatever can be perceived right now, you're looking at a body on a Zoom. I'm looking back at seeming bodies in a Zoom. I presume that's a perception. So that thing I'm perceiving is not what's perceiving. Oh, great. Yeah. The dilemma thing is, though, see where we're sitting, it seems like the perceiving is happening that I'm seeing all of you. But from your position, the same thing. So it's easy for me to see you as the perceived because I think I'm perceiving, and it's easy for you to see me as the perceived because you're seemingly in the act of perceiving. Yes? That's why we have to get together. That's why in recovery, it's based on the we. That's why in satsang, it's the association with truth. Yeah. The more the merrier associating with truth, the message sinks in. Yeah. Because while I'm sensing the perceiving, and obviously the head can match it easily with the perceived, you're having the same experience there, but you're not having it with me. You see me as a perceived. Yeah. Just as I see you as a perceived. So the solution we need isn't coming from me, it's coming from you. Yeah. By you looking at me as a thing, I see, yes, I am the perceived. What? And me looking at you, and the you I'm looking at is a thing. You're the perceived. Oh, guess what? We're not that which is perceiving. We are that which is perceiving, but not as what's perceived. Yes? We are the perceiving of the perceiving. We are not a perceived that's perceiving. You see it? Yeah. Yeah. We are the perceiving, not the perceived. Yeah. Wow. We should have one of these. This would be an incredible, like 5 days of good food, beautiful vacation place, and then masquerading as a spiritual retreat. And we would just have this one statement every day. Whatever can be perceived can't be perceiving. After we had a beautiful breakfast, had a nice swim, did some shopping, got your hair done. And then the next year would be the seeker is the sought. That would only be a 3-day. That would happen faster. Yeah. And then the longest, the whole month retreat would be you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. You can't use mind to seek mind. You can't use light to seek light. What? Yeah. Actually 3 weeks. We spend 1 week on one of them. 1 week Buddha, 1 week mind, 1 week light. If we don't get it, we'll switch it up. 1 week light, 1 week Buddha, 1 week mind. That doesn't work. 1 week mind, 1 week white Buddha. It's like playing the numbers on a root. It's gonna ding, 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 ding. All lemons are gonna show up sooner or later. Just keep pulling it down. But the really, it would just, you know, so many times we see the wiring on the floor, and then one time they ping, yes, Yes. You don't need an 800-page summation. Just a little jab, less than a sentence can do it. Yeah. The lights come on. And when they come on, they've never been off. When they come on, their being on tells you they've never been off. Yeah. All right, Mike.
Still no hands.
All right. Well, let's go.
Nope.
Okay.
That brought up
What's
one.
looking is what
David.
you're looking for. What's looking is what you're looking for. Oh, we have David. He's going to save everyone some trouble. All right, David.
I haven't got any questions or anything, Paul. I just what you just said then reminded me of that one that you used to say. If if you were I think you used to say, if I'd love to be a psychiatrist or a psychologist, because everybody
Yeah.
that came in, whether they spoke for an hour or 5 minutes, I'd just go. You used to say, I'd just go, well, that's not happening. You know,
That's right.
that reminded me of that. And the one, the perceived one that you were just talking about then, perception. I remember maybe a year ago, or for me, that was the first penny that dropped when you said that one. For some reason,
Oh, great. Yeah.
I got that one, and I don't have any trouble with that at all. It's sort of easy most of the time. And it's like the other one you said, the same. I watched one of your old Zooms, and you said, in a room full of yous, you're always a me, which is sort of like the. Anyway, really
Even, yeah,
nice.
if you're at a convention of yous, you're still separating from them as a me.
Yeah. But everyone else will say, no, you're a you.
Oh, of
You're in there.
course.
I'm a
That's what's
me.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a you convention that the only people who are attending it are me's. Yeah.
Yeah.
The you
Yeah.
convention would be great. If you went to a you convention as a you, a lot would be revealed. There would be a
Yeah.
lot of realization going on. But unfortunately, you go to the you convention as a me, which you see
Yeah.
everything is different.
You couldn't advertise your you convention to get people there. Like saying, "Oh, you come." No one would show up unless you called them me.
That's right.
Yeah.
And everyone else would see you as a you, and it wouldn't matter. Just like this is why people can't get what can be perceived, can't be perceiving. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You can talk to you're blue in the face, but what you do, it's almost like a tumbler. If you ever watch when they play bingo, they have the balls in a little thing that they shake up. So these balls, there's like 6 of them, the same statements. What's looking is what you're looking for. Yeah, whatever it could be. You just keep playing bingo until one day a bingo happens. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You just keep. All right, Mrs. Cecilia, come up. Here's your ball. Whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Not okay. What's looking is what. No, yeah. You're a
Yeah.
winner. Everyone's a winner. Yes. This would be the greatest thing at the U convention. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's take a vote. Who thinks Paul's a me? It's 10,000 people are attending the U convention. They just take a vote. 9,999 think you're a you, but you go, I beg to differ. It's me. You see?
Yeah.
Just everyone would stare at them, and maybe they'd be a breakdown. Yeah. They just fucking collapse. The whole thing would frizzle. I'm
And
a you.
even if you went through the whole 1,000, like, and did them individually, at the end of the 1,000, no one would still believe. It's still the
Oh,
same.
it's unbelievable because it's like those Russian doll things. Each you has a me in it. So you put all the yous in one shelf, and every one of them thinks they're uniquely different because they don't see the you. They see it's a me, and they're not seeing. There's no me to see. If you see a me, it's a you. Yeah, it is. If you see a me, it's a you. Yeah, you never perceive a me. It's just taken for granted. It's like a coronation that doesn't have any king or queen lineage. It's all fucking made up. Yeah, you're pulled out of the shelf of you, and now you're crowned by yourself, by your head, that you're a me. But every you keeps seeing you as a you. Every fucking one of them, and it's never broken. It's constant. That to them you're a you. You never become a me. It's incredible,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and the word my is closely related because that reinforces the me. Like I was watching an
Of
old one of yours.
course.
I was watching one of yours the other night. You said having a girlfriend's like fine, and then but then when it's my girlfriend, like things sort of
Yes.
start going wrong. Like that because that reinforces the me, my and me. Yeah.
This lady that we saw in this, I don't want to give the documentary because, well, I don't know if it was good or not really. But this lady went to great lengths. She keyed, when you take a key or a piece of metal and you go
I
across a
watched it the other
car.
night. Yeah, I watched that the other night on Netflix.
Yeah, and then she keyed it. She burnt her own house down, and then she shot herself in the leg to throw suspicion off of her to someone else. It was my
Yeah, that
mate.
she
He was
yeah, that
pretty.
she killed.
I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, whoa, this lady is fully committed with this. She shot
Me.
herself, not a grazing. She shot herself in the leg. She could have just grazed and told the story, and
Yeah.
it was amazing. Burn a house down, fucking everything. Kids, I don't know what happened to them. She was just flipped out about this dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that like dated or met online or something, and everyone was blaming the woman that she had killed, thinking it was her doing
I
it all.
know.
And
Exactly.
yeah,
For years, they kept getting bad emails from her, but it wasn't her. It was the other lady. It was a trip. Can you imagine
yeah,
how much effort and thought that would take? Fucking
Jesus,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I've seen the head is insane. It's insane. Yeah. It's fucking insane. If let out, it can it mutates. It's sort of like if you give it more than one full moon a month, it's going to be Wolfman quite a lot. It just mutates more and more. It doesn't need a full moon. It's just fucking out there. And man, we need some relief. And you can't get it through that. You just can't. It's never going to not see itself as a me. You have to realize it's programming. You're not working with AI. It's not advancing. It has a belief, and it has ridden me to some extreme levels. So one thing, if you don't die after it's driven you to extreme levels, there's knowledge there. And one of the knowledges we found in recovery was
Anybody here?
hello. What happened there? What the thing is that the knowledge is self can't get out of self. Yeah. So what we're talking about, this me, is never gonna go back to a you. Yeah. It's impossible. Yeah. So we're not that. Hallelujah. Hey. And try to, how crazy it is, how much relief it demands. I mean, fuck it. Yeah. The relief that it needs it's like the hungry ghost. It's got a small mouth and it can't get enough. But we can be relieved of that. Hallelujah. Yeah. Instead of living a life searching for relief for it, we can have relief from it. And some of the relief from it may really, really affect what you're searching for or how much searching you're doing. Yes? Yeah. So anyone? No.
Yeah, you got another hand, but we got to ask Steve if he found anybody.
Oh, he's walking around his house. Yeah. It's like,
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Good
I
timing.
was asking if people were still in the office at work.
Oh, yeah, John Reed.
John Reed.
Well, just a quickie, Paul. Some people talk about the journey from the head to the heart. Does that mean anything to you?
I like that statement, but I'd rather to the gut. I like the idea of the gut. The heart has been given too much meaning, I feel. So, yeah. So I felt it not in the heart. I felt it in the gut. I mean, there's like in martial arts, there's a point, what is it called? The hara or something. It's in your stomach and stuff. And some people believe there's a brain in your stomach that's actually the dominant brain of the body. I feel that's where things happen there, to tell you the truth. So I took an express. I didn't really take a journey. I was placed in a position of neutrality. That wasn't a journey. That was a fucking surprise. I wasn't packed. I didn't plan. If I would have planned, I would have never arrived because I have no fucking clue what's going on actually. But something placed me in a position of neutrality, and I could recognize neutrality when I'm placed in it. Yes. Yeah. So, but however you want to say it, the interest leaves the head and now's in the heart. Great. Anywhere other than the head.
Yeah, I'm hearing you what you say. It's an instantaneous journey. Yeah?
Yes, yes. Because the false journey is of time and space. There's journey no more, which is on having never left. Yeah. Journey doesn't mean you don't move anymore. You may take tons of journeys, but it's very clear you're not going anywhere. Yeah. So you may remember the name we had given is an action figure. Things are going to happen. As long as there's time and another day breaks, you're going to be doing shit. No. Now, are you the doer of it is interesting, but there's going to be doing. And a lot of people believe when they realize or they hear the message, you're not the doer, they think it's starting right then. So from right up when they hear it, they're not going to be the doer, but they've been the doer before. No. The idea of not being the doer, you've never been a doer. Yes? Tons of doing, no doer. It's not, I got it, I'm not the doer now. No, there's never been a doer. This is the beauty of it. Realize, fully always realize. What? Arrive somewhere on having never left. What? Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, John. I'm happy that you dropped in. I think of you every once in a while. I have a Zoom little pictures of Zoom pages in my room, and I have certain people in there, and now they are MIA. They're missing in action, but I know everything's well. Like we had a guy that we used to say on having never left, and he left, from the Zooms a while ago, and I hope he's blessed, and I'm sure he is. This doesn't have to be, a colonization. A lot of people come and go, and they get what they need. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I've found it's better if I don't come to the meetings. I can listen to them on YouTube later, and there's no John to be thinking about what the fuck's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to see you again, John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Australian contingent. Yeah, we don't want to lose any of them. Craig May or whatever, David stuff. Miak is a Renaissance woman. She's neither here nor there, but everywhere. Yeah. Yep. So anyone else?
Nope.
Well, this has been very refreshing. All right, Mike, I'm going to start saying goodbye. John R., Paul Hedderman,
Mhm.
Paul Hedderman, wow. Michael Z., Kathleen, Michael, many people I've met, but Michael's one of them. When I first met him, he's never left. It's been awesome. I met Mike, and then he was like, it was like he was a lifelong partner of us all. It's very nice. Thank you, Mike, for everything. Kathleen, similar. Jacob, we wearing different outfits today, Jacob. That's good. Yeah. William Stamps. There's David from Down Under. Dennis W. Gary Clark, a great friend in Placerville. Looking better every day, Gary. I'm happy health has been restored somewhat. Yeah?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Doing okay.
Fantastic. Great.
Doing good.
Fantastic. Jerry, I know you don't have a son, you have a daughter. Maybe you have a son too. You do.
Yeah,
You have a son and a daughter.
I do.
All right.
He's a year older than her. Yeah, I do. But he doesn't live here, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We got Joseph S. Nice to see you, Joseph. I hope, yes, that's you. Anu, happy to be home, Anu. Yeah, great. Good to see you. We're happy you're home here. Bill C., USS Enterprise, Miak. What, you coming in Saturday? Just let us know, yeah. If I have the time, I'll pick you up at the airport.
Oh,
Well,
okay. If I can't drive, I've got a car, but
all
let's
right,
see how
take
it
the
goes.
car.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Whatever it
Thanks for everything.
All right, well, Walter, nice to see you. Kenneth, as always, Vancouver. Tom, Frank G, Susanna W, an old friend of ours. Always a pleasure to see. Had a nice time in Sedona, I imagine. Yeah. Steve, did you find anyone in the store? Oh, Susanna, yes, she's had a good time.
I can't find anyone anywhere.
That's good. Then give yourself a raise. Topher K, John K, Samuel Eban. I think I got that right. I hope so. We've got Frank. We got Frank already. Floyd. A phone number. Fletch. Nice to hear from Fletch. Mike. Shannon Corkery, maybe. I don't know. I think I got everybody. Oh, there she is. Shannon Corkery. Hey, thanks everybody. We'll be here tomorrow for recovery Thursday. And then Saturday, we'll have a live meeting in Marin City at 1 and the regular Zoom Pacific time 1. Thanks so much for yeah. It's satsang is a very comfortable, nice couch. Yeah. Thank you. See you. Bye.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.
Is anyone here?
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.